Okay, so moving on, these are some of the key mistakes our entrepreneurs make when they scale up their businesses. And these are crucial mistakes that entrepreneurs make. I've seen them make it many, many times. Mistake number one, you think you have the best sustainable product or service in the industry. Well, that's going to bite you in your you-know-what if you're not careful. By staying on top of the competition will help you deal with them catching up to you. Otherwise, somebody else is going to knock you on your you-know-what because they have something way better. Mistake number two, you can scale up easily without selling out. Well, I'm going to pretty much guarantee that you will change. And as you change, the company will change. And as the company changes, the business focus and the model you build are going to change. Mistake number three, you believe your investors will play your own game. And depending on the relationship you have with those investors is how much of a say they're going to have in your company. So if it's your mom and dad or your brother or your cousin or your uncle, okay, they're going to be like, well, you know what, just let me know how it goes. Run it the way you want. It's your baby. But if you get outside capital, and we're going to talk more about that in class 9, it's very different. Mistake number 4, you're convinced your team will follow you anywhere. As you grow, those people that you hired initially are going to continue to grow, and some will grow with you, and some will want to continue working with you. The reality is that most of these people have their own lives and their own agendas and their own priorities. And as you grow, as you grow as a company, you may or may not fit whatever direction their lives are going in. And what you're going to find out is that some are going to start leaving your company because it's no longer a fit. And before you know it, you're not going to have the same team in place that you had when you first started. Mistake number 5, you think things won't change as your company grows. Well, things are going to change all the time. It's a very dynamic and fluid business model. And that's just how businesses are today. Things are always going to be changing. So your thinking today is how it's going to be in 5 years from now. Think again. Mistake number 6, you're going to always stay in charge. Well, if you're getting outside capital, or if you have outside investors, or you have others that have a say in how you run your company, which is exceedingly possible and most likely to happen with your company, if you have outside capital for sure. If it's a bank or if there are investors and so on, they're all going to want to have a say initially in how to run your business. It's a tough pill to swallow, but if I'm going to give you $1 million as an investor, you have to do X. And if you don't do X, you're out. And if you want my $1 million, you're going to have to sign an agreement to make sure you do X. Otherwise, you're out. Otherwise, you don't take my $1 million. For some people, that's a really hard thing to do. Also, mistake number 6 addresses, as your company grows, the structure and the dynamics of the company will also change. And therefore, you may not be ideal to run that size company anymore. Mistake number 7, when you scaled up, you'll be sitting pretty. Oh, if only I close on that $1 million, or I get the first major account, or I finish this product, or ... You get it. What ends up happening when you're raising outside capital, for example, is it just adds a 0 to the headaches that you're having and the challenges you have today. So let's say today you have 3 employees. After you raise money, you now have 30. That's an extra 0. So if somebody gets sick, or if somebody resigns, that now grows exponentially. Warning, and that's the price you're going to pay to play a big game. When you decide that you're going to take on a company that scales up because you're making a difference for X, Y, or Z, and the environmental and social and economic reasons, that's going to be the game, and that's the price you're going to pay as you scale up. I want you to now take a look at these mistakes and start addressing for yourself what you're most likely to make out of these 7. Make the diagnosis for the 7 mistakes. What are the 2 most likely that you're going to make, and what are you going to do about it? And then you're going to write it down in your strategic marketing plan, which is in your marketing template. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you when we start talking about supply chains and sustainable resourcing.